finally laugh? Like, can I finally laugh at the image of her trying to sneak into the hospital? Prince Harry outplayed his opponent, Meghan Markle, this week on center court. He had no unforced errors. He had a very clever delivery of his shots. He outplayed Meghan in the PR stunts. Welcome back to my channel, Leilani of Barbados. Let's get into it. Amazingly, this video is going to be about Prince Harry, as he's the one who has been out here doing the PR campaign. I mean, let's get real. Even when he did his book, Spare, interviews with Dr. Gabor Mate and all the other journalists and so on, he never really got his time to shine because Meghan Markle was obviously assumed to be behind all of everything. So it was never Harry's book. It was obviously written by Meghan. It was never Harry's feelings and his way of talking because it was all the way she talks and everything. So he has finally got his comeuppance. He has got his week in the spotlight. He risked his life going on a jog without any security, getting himself ready for his tuxedo, girl, because you know that he is the Living Legends of Aviation awardee, chosen by anyone who dances with your mom. Basically, you can get that award if someone dances with your mom. That's just how they're giving out awards in Hollywood these days. So let's get to the aviation awards. Prince Harry steps out solo to accept aviation awards in Beverly Hills. Oh Lord, she shame, as we say in the Caribbean. She too shame to step out with this one.
Outside, of course, being a wife to this one.
Well, I guess we humbled her into not attending after all the jokes we made about her dressing up like Diana and begging Travolta to dance with her too. She decided to ditch the idea of attending and probably had to return her dress and accessories to Madame Tussauds Museum. Of course, Meghan will say that she sat it out in order to allow her husband Harry all the attention, but we know that if this award was really an actual real thing, she would have been there with bells on. Unless, of course, she decided not to come because the Aviation Awards rejected Harry's request to have her, Meghan, hand him the award, i.e. put it around his neck, because that would have looked crazy. Anyway, let's see how this production really looked.
Please welcome living legend, Prince Harry, the Duke of Sussex. This is nice. Thanks very much, Captain John.
Now, I'm just going to stop Harry right there. He's so used to doing stolen valor that he doesn't even realize he's insulting the real heroes in the audience. You just heard Prince Harry refer to John Travolta as Captain John. So a quick Google search, is John Travolta a captain? He received his private pilot's license at the early age of 22. Travolta was never licensed to be the captain of an airliner, but can also fly as second in command.
Don't go running away. I was 1 year old. I was 1 year old when you danced with my mum. As you told everybody here, and continue to dine out on that probably every single night. But look at us now. It's great. So if we're not going to dance together, we'll fly together. That's it. Thank you. We're done.
Well, out of the two of them, I wonder who's going to captain that plane. Quick Google search again. Is Prince Harry a captain? Prince Harry undertook 2 hours of Afghanistan as a forward air controller from 2007. During his time in the unit, he was qualified as an Apache aircraft commander and was promoted to the rank of captain in 2011. Well, that's a relief.
I'd like to start with a heartfelt thank you to the Living Legends of Aviation.
After this award, he is supposed to be flying to England. There are so many rumors surrounding this. He's supposed to fly to England to visit his father, King Charles, and his sister-in-law, Princess Catherine, in hospital. This is where it gets really interesting. But before we get to that, we have to talk about the fact that he will be going to England, but not meeting with his lawyers anymore regarding the lawsuit against the newspapers. Because he's dropped that. In the final hours, he's dropped it. Now, a lot of people are speculating that he dropped it because he has stuff to hide.
There must be some evidence that he didn't want to come out. Something bad. Exactly. Also, there must have been there's some document that puts him in a bad light. So that's why he's pulled at the last minute. Because you wouldn't spend this amount of money, you wouldn't commit that amount of cash to taking someone to court to pull out at the last second.
Now, Prince Harry may very well have something to hide. I think it might have something to do with the book, Omid Scobie's book Endgame, and the Dutch publishers letting out those names. I think that him bringing a libel case might well, a little bit of the pot calling the kettle, if you will.
Kettle is calling the pot black.
Besides Harry being afraid of that, I also think that Justice Matthew Nicklin giving the advice that, well, it says here, Justice Matthew Nicklin ruled December 8th that the publisher had a real prospect of showing statements issued on Harry's behalf were misleading and that the February 2022 article reflected an honest opinion and wasn't libelous. And once a judge tells you that, I'm pretty sure you'd be advised at that point to drop it because there's already an implication that you're going to lose. And that's basically what I think happened. Well, girl, he ended up spending £750,000 because he has to pay for their legal fees because he dropped the case and he put them through retaining lawyers and so on. He's done all this tomfoolery and wasted their time. Okay, so now that we've got all that boring court stuff out the way, can we talk about the fact that there are all these rumors that Prince Harry is going to go and visit his father and sister-in-law in hospital? Oh, that's why I'm dressed in scrubs, by the way, because of this segment. Kensington Palace releases a statement. Her Royal Highness, the Princess of Wales, was admitted to hospital yesterday for planned abdominal surgery. The surgery was successful and is expected that she will remain in hospital for 10 to 14 days before returning home to continue her recovery. Based on the current medical advice, she is unlikely to return to public duties until after Easter. The Princess of Wales appreciates the interest this statement will generate. She hopes that the public will understand her desire to maintain as much normality for her children as possible and her wish that her personal medical information remains private. Kensington Palace will therefore only provide updates on Her Royal Highness's progress when there is significant new information to share. The Princess of Wales wishes to apologize to all those concerned for the fact that she has to postpone her upcoming engagements. She looks forward to reinstating as many as possible as soon as possible. Princess Catherine obviously wants to be left alone and she deserves her privacy. Leave Brittany alone! How are people like that though? How are people really out there just saying, she has to come back to work? Like, who are you? Even in a regular job, she would have time off for procedures, medical procedures. I believe that you do not need to speak about your medical condition. That is your private business. And it's really not any of our business. What's even more insane, though, than Harry expecting to go and visit with Catherine is that people have been speculating that Meghan will go with him and that... Okay, I don't want to laugh. I'm not laughing. And that she might sneak into the hospital dressed as a nurse. I think that's a wonderful idea. I think that that would be Meghan Markle in the role of a lifetime. If she can convince the hospital staff that she is in fact too a nurse.
I miss him so much. I'll be okay when I get some payback. If the enemy's range, so are you.
If her acting skills are so good...
I have this chart right here, Dr. Lambert. I don't see the notation anywhere.
...that she could literally go through the front pretending to be a nurse, I think it is the perfect audition for her return to acting. What is worse than her actually trying to do something like that is the fact that the public feels that she's capable of doing that. Can I just finally laugh? Like, can I finally laugh at the image of her trying to sneak into the hospital? Like, is she gonna vlog it? Is she gonna be like, yes, Catherine's bedside nurse. What's up? If I were Meghan, I'm feeling very disrespected. I'm feeling like nobody likes me. That everyone thinks I'm a mad bitch. I'm sorry. I found it really funny because Kinsley was saying that...
Very briefly, we haven't got long. Should Meghan return to acting? Apparently she might be contemplating it.
I hope not, okay? Unless it's a nice cereal commercial, the Duchess and her Cheerios. I think that it would be a step down for her, honestly.
That's where I disagree. Meghan Markle never stepped up. She has never conducted herself with the right manners and protocol. She's never stepped up. So it would not be a step down for her to go back to being an actress, which is what she really is. I mean, that's all she was. In fact, I don't even know if a lot of people in her position would have been called an actress unless they married a prince. Like that side character role that she was playing on Suits, I don't know if she would have been called an actress. I think that when she got engaged to Prince Harry, they had to identify her as something. So they were like, Hollywood actress. I don't know. I just think she got that title really quickly for her resume. She should be more like one of these people that just says, yeah, I've been in a couple things. No big deal. I don't know where she ever stepped up. Do you know what I'm saying? In order to step down. That's my opinion. Anyhow, I want to draw your attention really quickly before I go to this crazy article I came across. Prince Harry humbled to be honored at the Living Legends of Aviation on Friday. Fair enough. But then it says, one of the wildest conspiracy theories has cropped up in the last 24 hours, that the Princess of Wales and King Charles's dual hospitalization announcements were made in relation to Prince Harry receiving the Living Legend of Aviation award on Friday. While it's true that there are an awful lot of coincidences when it comes to good things happening for the Sussexes, and then suddenly someone in the Windsor family falls ill, it's truly bonkers to think that Kate would invent a whole months-long medical drama to thwart Harry's aviation award. Now, King Charles' advance announcement might have had something to do with it, but what do I know? So why I find it so interesting is that these blogs are allowed to talk about that people are faking illnesses, but we can't talk about Meghan faking pregnancies, right? They are allowed to say that they faked the illness to take away the attention from Harry's foolish award, which is it's a lucky dip prize. Okay, so I'm gonna wrap up this video because I do have some surgeries to attend to. Anyway, thank you so much for watching me. I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, please give it a thumbs up. It really helps my algorithm. Subscribe if you haven't subscribed just yet. My son has started doing animation on his channel, so if you wanted to check that out, please go ahead and check that out if you have any kiddlywinks that might be interested in watching an 8-year-old doing animation. Thank you so much. I love you, and you know that. Bye.
Bye.